being cognizant. When I say being cognizant is when you have a dispute, should first open up your contract or your arbitration agreement, read the arbitration agreement. First thing first, does your dispute fall within the purview of the arbitration agreement? Certain arbitration agreements may not be widely drafted. It may only be limited to certain disputes to which it could be referred to arbitration. But generally, the arbitration clauses would say all disputes and differences under the contract are to be referred to arbitration. But having said that, there can be instances where certain disputes are excluded, or only limited disputes are included in the arbitration agreement. You've got to look into the arbitration agreement to identify the governing rules of the arbitration. Is it governed by any particular arbitral institution rules, or is it basically an ad hoc arbitration?
And here again, on an international scene, there is no uniformity in practice regarding cost submissions. You will find very different ways to do that. And I've summarized the three main ways that I've experienced in my arbitration practice. So the first one is the light cost schedule. And by that I mean that the parties just file the list of costs. They may or may not add the invoices. The second is what I would call the more standard cost schedule. It's still just a list of costs, but this time with the invoices. And very often, especially if the trust among the parties is affected and also among the lawyers, some of them will require proof of payment. The third way I've seen in practice is what I would call the full cost submission. And here, not only do you provide a list of costs, not only do you provide the invoices in support of this list of costs.
So what are the tests for independence and impartiality? It is in fact necessary to strike a balance between setting unrealistically high ethical standards versus situations that would undermine the arbitral process. So as in all such things, there has to be a reasonable balance. And that's really what the courts in many decisions have tried to do. And we'll look at that in a little bit more detail further on. So how do you test, in the words of the UNCITRAL rules, for circumstances likely to give rise to justifiable doubts as to his or her impartiality or independence? There are two recognized steps to the test for justifiable doubt.